Donald Trump makes his second trip to Europe as president. But it's his upcoming meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin that could overshadow the international G20 summit. The two will meet face-to-face for the first time on Friday on the sidelines of the summit in Hamburg, Germany. The Russians have been vocal about their enthusiasm, but the meeting comes amid heightened tensions over Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential campaign and an ongoing FBI investigation into whether Trump's associates colluded with Russia.
Do you have any doubt that Russian interference is driven by Putin himself?
No doubt.
Putin, for his part, has denied the country engaged in hacking or election interference. Lawmakers and even some within Trump's own administration are wary of how the interactions between the two leaders will play out.
My guess is that President Putin will walk in that door with a very specific agenda in mind, and President Trump needs to be prepared to handle that.
While the White House has said there's no specific agenda for the meeting, there are numerous pressing issues, including Syria, Russian force in Ukraine, and nuclear arms control.
This is my first visit.
On the eve of his meeting with Putin, President Trump addressed Russia with a critical eye.
We urge Russia to cease its destabilizing activities in Ukraine and elsewhere, and its support for hostile regimes, including Syria and Iran.
I think a lot of people interfere.
As for election interference, he agreed that Russia meddled in last year's presidential election, but claimed other countries may have done the same. Stephen PIFER, who is the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, now with the Brookings Institution, says Trump needs to address election meddling head-on.
President Trump has to say something to President Putin. He has to say, you know, this can't be repeated, there will be consequences. And I'm not sure President Trump will say that.
While Moscow's hopes that the U.S. might lift the sanctions on Russia have withered, for Putin it's an opportunity to ease Russia's tensions with the West, something that seemed more promising before the election.
What's wrong with having Russia work with us instead of always fighting?
Donald Trump is saying that he wants to shift to a deeper, more solid level of relationship with Russia. And from our point of view, how can we not welcome that?
In addition to whatever is discussed between Trump and Putin, their mannerisms and body language will be closely scrutinized.
One of the cautions to the president should be, you're going to be on camera, think about the image. And the image shouldn't be one of sort of snarling hostility, you know, but somebody who's very serious, that we have some serious issues to discuss, and that unfortunately on some of these issues the relationship is an adversarial relationship, and so pictures will count.
PIFER says amid all the tension with Russia, big smiles and a loose demeanor are not the optics the White House should want. Noreen Nasser, Associated Press.